All right. Let's see. All right. About to start another minor adjustments class. In a few minutes. Let's see what we got here. Okay. As soon as I learn how to do this, I'll be happy. All right. Excuse me. We'll be starting in a few. We'll be getting it started in a few minutes. Right. As always, minor adjustments. Program. Wait another few minutes, and we can be ready to roll. Keep that back. We'll be ready to roll. How you doing, Miss Lillian? How are you? How you doing? Today we will be doing minor adjustments from outside. We will be doing a minor adjustments program from outside today. How you doing today? Let's see. Having internet trouble or something. Oh man. Oh, I can be. How you doing?
Where's my work?
It's right there. How did you share it? Right here.
Mine is at the bottom.
Yeah.
Hit that.
If
I hit that, then list of people come up. I don't know how yours works.
Let's see. Okay. What's up, Unc? How you doing? We'll be starting in a few moments. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. In a few moments, I'm trying to work on this phone. But anyway, we'll be starting in a few. Doing another minor adjustments program week. Today we will be talking about you must have endurance. You must have endurance. I might have to take that off. Look, see that line right there? That's the thing that I got on there. I don't like that. You must have endurance. Oh well, I'll leave it like that for now. Anyway, today we will be talking about you must have endurance. What time is it? About 4 more minutes and we'll be digging into the minor adjustment book, dealing with you must have endurance. I hope everybody had a good day. Yesterday was my birthday. I had a good day. How about you?
He had a great birthday.
Yeah.
He's still celebrating.
Yeah, I am kind of. All right. I guess I can't do that. How you doing? Couple minutes, and then we'll go into everything we want to do today. Again, we're doing the minor adjustment program from outside today, and hopefully everything will be good. I hope y'all can hear. If y'all can hear real good, or you can't hear me, just let me know on the screen. I can see it. But hopefully y'all can hear us real with some type of clarity. And we'll go from there in about 2 more minutes. And today we will be doing you must have endurance. You must have endurance. It's funny that that's the subject today, because everything I was trying to do with the internet and all that stuff that was going on before we actually went live, that's all I kept saying to myself. I must have endurance. I was only using what I teach for myself, which is a great thing. What page is we on?
45.
Yeah, 45. Again, my 8th book, which is My Purpose is Greater Than My Struggles. You can get them anywhere. Go to my website. You can get all 8 of my books on mindadjustments.org. And it would be great support if you do that. Again, all my books you can get on. You can download them on Amazon too for like $2.99 if you got what is it, Kindle? If you got any Kindle account or anything like that, you can download each book for only like $2.99. That's not bad. All right. Okay. Today, my name is Michael Mickey Williams Jr. That's my wife, Linnell Apple Williams. And again, we're going to be doing the Minor Adjustments Program. And Minor Adjustments Program is a program that we created. It's an 8-week program that we go into different institutions, and we decided to do it online for 8 weeks, which this is, what, the 5th week? Mm-hmm. Week 5, you must have endurance. And we go to different facilities for 8 weeks. After the 8 weeks, we have a great graduation. We give the people, left it downstairs, bracelets. We give them the certificates. We have some type of celebrations, some type of like a party. They have a graduation. They get to say things that they would like to say to us about the program, how we help them, or things like that. Again, the program, Minor Adjustment Program, is an 8-week program, and our website is mindadjustments.org. Phone number 1-888-373-9524 to anybody who would like to have the Minor Adjustment Program in their facilities, their church, or where you might have stronghold ministries at. We do that. Again, the Minor Adjustments mission statement is: Minor Adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men and women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. Anywhere but backwards. That motto came from a Bible verse that I read years ago, which was Jeremiah 7:24. Jeremiah 7:24, which says, "Yet they did not obey and incline their ear to me, but they followed the counsel of their own hearts, and they kept going backwards instead of forward." So I took that motto and said, anywhere but backwards. So what Minor Adjustments does is we teach individuals not to go focus on going backwards, but focus on going forward. Because I believe without a shadow of a doubt that if God wanted us to focus on going backwards, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he was a lot more smarter than us, and he would have put some eyes behind our head. If he wanted us to focus on going back, I believe I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that God was smart enough to give us some eyeballs and put them behind our head. But he didn't put eyeballs behind our head. He put them in the front. So he wants us to focus on going anywhere but backward. Again, the Minor Adjustment Program today is week 5. We have 3 more weeks left, and we will be doing, the subject today is you must have endurance. You must have endurance. I have to back up some. In the mission statement, Minor Adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime, and our primary purpose is to teach. What's up, Al? How you doing, brother? My primary purpose is to teach men and women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. The 2 words that I try to instill in individuals who I am able to teach is obtain and maintain. The word obtain means to come into the possession of something, and the word maintain means to keep it in existence. To obtain your freedom, that's easy. The challenge is to maintain it. To attain your sobriety, that's easy. The challenge is to maintain it. Most individuals put more effort and energy on getting out of jail or getting off of drugs, but they never put that same energy or that tenacity or that enthusiasm on staying off drugs. So I try to teach individuals that to attain your freedom, That's easy, because once you go get sentenced for a crime, the judge actually tells you how much time you will have to do. Once you go into a detoxification or rehab, you instantly obtain your sobriety. So that's the easy part. Getting out of jail and getting off drugs, that's the easy part. To maintain it is your challenge. So we teach individuals that to attain your sobriety is easy. Your challenge is to maintain it. Alright. See what we got here. How you doing, Miss Helen? That's Miss Helen, my friend. Malik. Okay. We outside again. We doing minor adjustments from outside. Thanks to my wife's out there. But we doing minor adjustments from outside today. So everything is, you know, if you hear somebody come out here and cut grass or something, we're going to go from there. Alright, today, each week, we like to have an expectation for the group. Today, our expectation is everyone will realize that distractions are not the battle. Everyone will realize that distractions are not the battle. I'll talk about that a little later. It says, Unit 4, Part 1. You must have endurance. You must have endurance. It says, rising to a challenge reveal hidden abilities within you that otherwise would have remained dormant. You don't know what you are capable of until you have to cope. Wise people like you and I have always understood the connection between suffering and growth. When there is something great inside a man or a woman, there will be obstacles in their path that are designed to stimulate their minds, harden their natures, and improve wherever they may be incompetent. All great people like you and I must have endurance. Must have endurance. Well, I read up there, it says, when there is something great inside of a man or a woman, there will be obstacles in their path. Obstacles in your path. When there is something great inside every man or woman, there will be obstacles in their path. Those obstacles represent a distraction. But you remember in the beginning I said, everyone will realize that distractions aren't the battle. Okay, distractions aren't the battle. The battle is, can you remain focused despite the distractions? Again, when there's something great inside of a man or a woman, there will be obstacles in their path. Those obstacles are distractions, but distractions aren't the battle. The battle is, can you remain focused despite the distractions? Watch this, because the distraction only came to get you away from something you have been doing well. So the distraction is not the battle. Even though you're going to have distraction in your walk, even though you're going to have distraction, the distraction is not the battle. The battle is, can you remain focused despite the distractions? Because ultimately, the distraction only came to get you away from something you have been doing well. When a distraction comes, it's basically confirming to you that you are doing something right. Because when you're doing something wrong, you never get distracted. Nothing never comes
Nothing.
to try to distract you from doing something wrong. When you're doing something wrong, it seems like you have a smooth ride to do it. But you must have endurance. When there's something great inside of a man or woman, there will be obstacles in their path that are designed to stimulate their minds, harden their nature, and improve wherever they may be incompetent. So basically, the distractions aren't the battle. The battle is, can you remain focused despite the distractions? Because ultimately, the distractions only came to get you away from something you have been doing well. The word endurance means the ability or strength to continue or last despite fatigue or stress or other adverse conditions. The word endurance means the ability or strength to continue or last. This chapter is about you must have endurance. And the reason why you must have endurance is because you're going to need the ability, the strength, or to last whatever you're going through. Most individuals don't realize that even though when you face with some type of thing in your life, if you don't properly endure through what you're going through, a lot of people just going back to what they used to do. And that's because they lack endurance. Let's see. Questions in the book. Again, we doing one of the chapters in the minor adjustment. This is the minor adjustment workbook, which is actually the curriculum to the 8 weeks course that we do. And each chapter has questions for the clients or whoever may be taking this course to ask themselves questions. In this particular chapter, we're talking about you must have endurance. And one of the questions, the first question, is who or what stimulates your mind? Who or what stimulates your mind? We individuals have to realize, or we have to teach individuals, that it's a complete person that you have to deal with. The physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual. Did I leave one out? Physical, the mental, emotional, and the spiritual part of the individual has to be. So when you find out what stimulates your mind, a lot of times people don't like to read or just get some type of education. I like to read things in areas that I'm actually not working in, just so I can stimulate my mind, even if I'm not actually in that particular field. You must have endurance. So one of the questions is, who or what stimulates your mind? Let's see what we got. Next question is, what have you had to endure through? These questions is very important. What have you had to endure through? The reason why you want to find situations where you had to endure through is because those things that you had to endure through are actually stepping stones. They're just like a step. So when I teach individuals all the time, celebrate even the smallest of victories. So when I find out what you had to endure through, did you have anything you had to endure through during the course of your life? Oh yeah, I had to go through that. Oh cool. Did you overcome that situation? Yeah. Okay, cool. Now we can put that at step 1. Okay, now anything else that you had to endure through? So when you have to endure, when you must have endurance. But when you are developing your endurance, the thing that you use to get to each level are the things that you had to endure through before. If you had to endure through a situation with addiction to some type of drugs, or you had to endure through gambling, you had to endure through a certain type of diet you keep failing at, or you had to endure through relationships issues, whatever you had to endure through, if you have conquered those things, this question is, what have you had to endure through? When you find something that you had to endure through, those are your stepping stones, so you can celebrate even the smallest of victories. All change, I said, are difficult. That's why you'll have to endure through it. All change are difficult. How you doing, Eugene? All change are difficult. That's why you have to endure through it. When you are changing, no matter what area that you're going facing these changes in, you still will have to endure through it, because all changes are difficult. That's why you have to endure through them, because nobody wants to actually change, so that's why it's very hard. Endurance is going to take work. Where has your greatest challenge come from? Where have your greatest challenge come from? Most people don't realize where their greatest challenge come from. For me, for 22 years in my life, I struggled with drugs. I had a whole lot of different issues that I had, but my greatest challenge was the area of drug addiction. Where have your greatest challenge come from? Again, these are questions that's in the minor adjustment workbook that you ask yourself. Once you pinpoint where your greatest challenge come from, that actually will equip you with the necessary arsenal that you need to overcome something else. Where has your greatest challenge come from? That's the thing that a lot of times that you will have to endure through. Don't back down to it. Don't be fearful. Remember, I said in the beginning, that when there is something great inside of a man or a woman, there will be obstacles in their path. When there is something great inside of a man or a woman, there will be obstacles in their path. Those obstacles represent distractions, but the distractions are not the battle. The battle is, can you remain focused despite the distractions? Can you remain focused despite the distraction? Why? Because the distraction only comes to get you away from something you have been doing well. The distraction is not the battle. You must have endurance. Where has your greatest challenge come from? Where has your greatest challenge come from? Whatever your greatest challenge is, you have to endure through that. That challenge is equipped with the necessary ability, is equipped with the necessary skills and abilities to give you to go face something else. You must have endurance.
Let me interject right here. And like we said with surrender, either way, you surrender to something. When we were discussing, either you surrender to something positive or you surrender to something negative. Not surrendering something to something positive means that you're surrendering to something negative. So either way, you're surrendering. The same with endurance. Everything that we discuss is about positivity. It's about a positive minor changes to end up with a bigger end result. So with endurance, if you think about it, when you want something bad enough, you'll endure it. And I'll give this demonstration. When my husband was on drugs, he got paid every 2 weeks. Weekend come, he's broke. He could get up, go to work for 2 weeks. He can endure 2 weeks, withdrawal, whatever it was. He can maintain and endure that for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he knew another check was coming. So when you want something bad enough, sometimes it's equal to how much you will endure. If you don't want it that bad, you won't endure
through it.
You won't endure through it. If you fear something, you won't endure through it. That's why last week we said, do not fear your vision. Yeah. Because too much fear will keep you from enduring. So just remember, if you want something bad enough, you can endure, and you'll be surprised how much you can endure. Like I said, the definition is being able to maintain and stay steady in adverse situations. If you think of somebody running cross country, they got to run for a long time. So they have to be able to endure maybe their legs getting tired or short of breath. Yeah. But their common goal is to cross that finish line. That's what we want you to do. Cross the finish line.
The question was, where has your greatest challenge come from? I can't get off of it. Inez, we love you too. Where has your greatest challenge come from? Again, this is the minor adjustment program. Today we're doing minor adjustments from outside. We outside today on week 5. I don't know where we'll be in week 6. But anyway, minor adjustments is an 8-week program that we do. We go into different institutions, different programs, rehabs, Salvation Armies. If you have a stronghold ministry at your church, we can connect with you. We can come in for 8 weeks and do something with the people who are struggling with any mood or mind-altering substances like that. And minor adjustments mission statement is, we're dedicated to preventing and reducing crime, and our primary purpose is to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. We teach individuals, don't focus on going backwards, focus on going forward, that everything that you need is going to be in front of you. And I always believe that the scripture Jeremiah 7:24 says, yet they did not obey and incline their ear to me, but they followed the counsel of their own hearts, and they kept going backwards and not forward. And that's Jeremiah 7:24. And he talks about people focusing on going backwards and more than they was going forward. Next question. Again, we outside today, so hopefully the mics and everything is okay with the wind. We just gonna do it like this, and we'll be all right.
You know why? Because we're gonna have endurance.
We're gonna endure
We're gonna endure the wind blowing.
Everything.
We're gonna endure a leaf blowing. We're going to endure any distractions.
Yeah.
This was to me, this was intentional. So you can see that if you stay focused, you can endure it. You can get through it.
You can. Next question. What are you capable of? What are you capable of? Most people, when you have to endure through something, they don't realize positively what they are capable of. They hold themselves back and always blame it on somebody else who's stopping them from succeeding. When we wake up in the morning, we don't leave out of our house just to exist. We leave out of our house to live on purpose. We're capable of achieving much more things, but we refuse to allow ourselves to stop us from achieving what we want to achieve. You too have to have endurance. So the question is, what are you capable of? Do you even have an idea what you're capable of? Are you willing to endure through what you've been going through, to face the fears that you can do more than what you actually are? Or are you going to just sit around and keep blaming where you not on somebody else's situation or predicament?
And let me tell you this.
Well, tell them then. Oh.
He's so bad. The enemy or that negative force knows what you're capable of, and that's why he tries to beat you up. He tries to wear you out, and he tries to send distractions so that you will give up, so that you will not endure. He tries to wear you out, distill your endurance. That's what he wants to do, because he knows if you make it through, then that's something great in you and that you can help somebody else. He doesn't want you to do that.
Wow. All right. Let's see. Did you ever think you would have made it this far? These questions, again, are questions that's in the book where the individual will be asking themselves, did you ever think you would have made it this far? Next question. Do you learn or grow from your suffering? Very powerful. When we're talking about the subject today is you must have endurance. The question is, do you learn or grow from your suffering? If you can learn or grow from your suffering, then you can get farther ahead in your life according to your purpose. What I mean according to your purpose, I mean the reason why you were created. Like when your mom and father met, that's when God was thinking about you. It wasn't about them. It was about you. And when you learn and grow from your suffering, you're able to go farther, but you must have endurance. Because if you don't endure through the suffering part, everybody when they on a mountaintop can clap for you and do everything, but it's when you're in the valley where you get most of your development. But you must have endurance. You must have endurance. Today the subject is you must have endurance. All right, how you doing, Mr. Nick? Do you think you waste your energy? Do you think you waste your energy? All these questions is geared around your endurance. If you have to endure through something and you're constantly wasting your energy on stuff that basically are not putting you in the direction for you going forward, not backwards. If it's not putting you in a position, if you're not surrounding yourself about people who are headed forward, then you probably are wasting your energy when you really need to preserve your energy for you to endure through something that you're facing. Don't waste energy. Sometimes I used to earlier in my walking in my purpose, always will constantly be doing things. But now I developed to the point where it's done. When I'm not doing nothing, I'm cool with it. If I don't have anything to do, and I'm like what I'm doing today, and I'm sitting home and I'm resting, because I don't want to waste my energy, because I will have to endure. I know I'm going to have to endure through things in my life that's going to be predicated upon the purpose of where I'm headed. So I do not waste energy. Do you think you waste your energy? Don't waste your energy. You must have endurance. Don't waste your energy. Don't let other people's crisis become your emergency. That was free. Don't let other people's crisis become your emergency. When they have a crisis and you don't want to waste your energy, Let them endure through the process what they need to go through. If their crisis keep becoming your emergency, then you're robbing them from enduring through the process that they actually will have to go through. So don't let another person's crisis become your emergency. You can lend a helping hand and some encouraging words, but do not waste your energy. All right. Let's see.
Did you ask the question, do you learn or grow?
Yeah. Where I was at, I forgot. Oh, I've gotten very good at scheduling my life. I was just talking about this. Scheduling the scene and preparing myself for knowing. Saving the energy. I was just talking about. And consuming the energy. Knowing when to go for it and having, watch this, the available reserve to be able to do that. You have to think about that because it's endurance. Does anybody think that you didn't get what you wanted because you didn't have the talent or the strength or the commitment to get it? No, you simply lacked endurance. Do you think that you did? Does anybody think that you didn't get what you wanted because you didn't have the talent or the strength or commitment to get it? No, you lacked endurance. The people, when you lack endurance, people will give up on a vision. When you have a vision for a business and things aren't going the way that you had it written down on your paper or on your phone or in your tablet, most people throw in the towel, and that's because they lack endurance. You have to, when you have a vision about something, you must have endurance. You have to endure through the process. You have to endure through those people telling you no. You have to endure through you messing up. You have to endure when you do things right. You have to endure people leaving you. No matter what you are going through, it can be relational, it can be financial, it can be spiritual, it can be business, it can be any of those areas in your life, struggling with anything, criminal lifestyle, gambling, drugs, sex, anything, food, diets. You must have endurance. You have to walk through everything that you're going through, but you have to endure through the ups and the downs and the peaks and the valleys, the yes and the no's. You have to have endurance.
And with that endurance, do not beat yourself up. Sometimes, because that pressure, that'll wear you out by itself. Do not beat yourself up. Whatever you lose during whatever this process is that you're going through, whoever turns away from you during the process,
keep going.
Whoever don't speak to you, keep going.
You must
don't beat yourself up and say, "Oh, I'm this bad person," or "It's my fault." Accept responsibility, but keep going. Because let me tell you, if you endure and you endure long enough, God is a restorer.
Yeah.
So anything that you may have lost at that time, He can return it back to you tenfold.
And
so
He'll give you the strength to do it. Because when I was actually, I always use my own life as an application. When I was actually going through what I was going through with my drug addiction for 22 years, I constantly spoke that I won't always be addicted to drugs. But I had to endure through the process of me actually living up to the words I was speaking. I wasn't living up to what I was saying initially, but long as I kept enduring. When I first had the concept of thinking about starting a business, I have emails that I kept when I wanted to do my program in certain facilities, and they told me, "Nah, you know, it's a nice program, but we don't want the program in here right now." I ain't quit. I just kept enduring. You must have endurance. When you're focused on your marriage and things probably don't seem like they're going how you expect them to go, ask God to give you the strength to endure. When you focusing and seeing like sickness keep attacking yourself, attacking your body, and it seems like your body is not acting up according to how you need it to be, you must have endurance. Just ask God to give you the strength to endure. Everybody will have to endure. You have need of endurance. You have need of endurance. Hebrews 10 10:36, it says, you have need of endurance. You have need of endurance. In the Bible, in Hebrews 10:36, it says, you have need of endurance. I love that scripture because how did I not know that I had to endure once I found out that you're going to need some endurance? And I figured it out. The reason why I was going to need some endurance is because everything wasn't going to always go my way. Even though I was speaking by faith, it still didn't manifest until I got to where I needed to be. You must have endurance. Again, this is Minor Adjustments, and we dedicated to preventing and reducing crime, and our primary purpose is to teach men and women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. And we try to teach individuals, this is week 5, you must have endurance. And we try to teach individuals in every area, every walks of life, no matter if it's spiritual, emotional, mental, or physical, that you must have endurance. If there is no fair ground where you think everything gonna go your way, and when you're trying to be the best parent that you can be to your children, sometimes it seems like the kids don't want to hear nothing you have to say. You still have to endure. When you starting a business and seem like the business ain't going how you got it written down on your plan, you still must endure. When you having a situation in a marriage and it seems like the marriage is not going how you thought it should be, you must have endurance. Maybe if you have a struggle with a particular sin and you seem like you can't never get over that particular sin, you must have endurance. I don't care what it is, what you may be facing, but you must have endurance. In order for you to see the manifestation of the good fruit at the end, you must have endurance.
And endurance is a great weapon. It's an awesome weapon. Once again, with minor adjustments, we don't care what you believe in, because we know that these principles can work no matter what religion, what you believe in, and we don't knock anybody's belief. But what we do tell you is that whatever you believe in, make sure that thing has some evidence behind it that it works.
Proof that it works.
We are proof. We are proof that what we believe in, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, works. And Jesus Christ, he was the best that ever did it. And let me tell you, boy, did he have to endure.
Yeah.
He endured so much for you and I. He endured knowing that he was born to die. He endured knowing that he had friends that he knew was going to betray him, deny him. Yet he walked with them, and he slept with them, and he hung out with them, and he taught them, and he loved them in spite of everything he already knew. And he went to that cross carrying it, was beat, hung, stabbed, everything. He endured it because he knew it was a greater prize at the end. And what the enemy wanted him to do is to give up and lay all that down. But he endured it
to the end.
And if he can do it in his human form,
there's
there's no
reason
thing that we can't do it in our human form, because we were created in his image. We don't look like him, but that means that everything that he had in him, he put in us. So if he can do it, we can do it too. And there's no greater example.
Hebrews 12:1 and 2, what you just said. Put that on the screen.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Hebrews 12:1 and 2.
Okay.
What you spoke. What she was just saying is actually Hebrews 12:1 and 2. I know that scripture, baby. But he endured the cross, despising the shame, it's called. But anyway, let's move forward. Okay, we talking about you must have endurance. Again, you must have endurance no matter what you go through, no matter what area you face. When you're following, I'm a purpose-driven dude, so I cannot go back. I can't leave my purpose. When you're following your purpose, you must have endurance. We're talking about you must have endurance, but when you're following your purpose, you must have endurance. Because one of the things when you're following your purpose is when you must have endurance is because everybody won't see what God told you to do for you. And a lot of times when people won't see what you're supposed to do, then people will actually think what you're doing is basically out of line. But you have to have endurance. You have to keep going and doing what you're doing. Okay, let's see, page 49, we rolling. The only thing that you need to do while you're in the enduring stage, this is a note, this ain't actually in the book. Again, we doing 8 weeks minor adjustment program. We just going through the books. I just felt like doing it online because we go to different places and we can't actually record in those places because of confidentiality. So there's no way to really record what we do. So this is a footnote. It says the only thing that you need to do while you're in the enduring stage is stay on your feet. Stay on your feet. Remember I said that. Stay on your feet. The only thing you need to do while you're in an endurance stage is stay on your feet. I'll explain that in a minute. It says an olive has to go through 3 stages before the oil can run. It has to go through the shaking, the beating, and the pressing. And just like the olive, some of us feel like we went through the shaking, the beating, and the pressing. And we are right. But just like that olive, you went through what you went through just to get your oil, the purpose in you. I'll be running right into it and stuff. To flow. One of the things you must learn to develop in this enduring process is you must learn how to handle discouragement. One of the things you need to do in this enduring process is you must learn how to handle discouragement. When I said the one thing that you need to do while you're in the endurance stage is stay on your feet. In the 70s, they had the game, or they had a toy that we used to play with. I used to love the toy. And we used to be sitting in the house, and we didn't have a whole bunch of toys. But this particular toy, I used to love playing. And this particular toy, it was called Weebles Wobble. It was called Weebles Wobble. And I didn't really think about Weebles Wobble until I got older, and I remember the slogan that came with the Weebles Wobble. It says, Weebles Wobbles,
but they don't
fall down. Weebles Wobbles, but they don't fall down. So when you're in the endurance stage, you have to think like the Weebles Wobble. You might weeble and you might wobble. But just don't fall down. You just have to stay on your feet. You must have endurance. Weebles wobbles, but they don't fall down. When you are in the endurance stage, all you have to do is stay on your feet. All you have to do is stay on your feet. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. When you are in the endurance stage, you have to stay on your feet. One of the things you must learn to develop, one of the things that you must learn to develop while you're in the process of endurance, if you have to learn how to handle discouragement. It can be very discouraging when you're trying to do something and everybody is shutting the door on you. It can be very discouraging when you're trying to support your spouse and it seems like they keep doing the same thing over and over. It can be discouraging when you telling your children not to do something you did to try to prevent them from suffering the same pain you suffer, and they keep doing the same thing. It can be discouraging. It can be discouraging when someone gets a promotion at the job and you do the job that promotion the person get already. It can get discouraging. There are many things that can be discouraging when you are following your purpose, but you must have endurance. You must have endurance.
Yes.
Weebles wobbles,
but they don't fall down.
But they don't fall down.
And I'm bringing everything back to Jesus. The enemy wanted to get him before he got on that cross because he knew the end result. And that's what he had endurance. No matter what he did, he weebled and he wobbled. What'd he say? No man take my life, I lay it down. So no matter what he did to them, he stayed and he endured and he went through to the end. He stayed on his feet.
He wasn't discouraged. The word discouraging, you have to, okay, let me back up. One of the things you must learn to develop in the enduring process is you must learn how to handle discouragement. You have to learn how to handle discouragement. When you are discouraged, it doesn't necessarily mean that things aren't going to turn out in your favor, but you have to learn how to handle it. The word discourages mean to oppose by expressing disapproval. To oppose by expressing disapproval. One of the questions after that is, who discourages you? Oh, man. Who discourages you? The reason why I say that question is that the person who discourages you keeps you from trying new things because it makes you lack the confidence that you can succeed. You need to find out who discourages you. if you have a group of individuals around you who discourages you, you have to find out why you got these individuals around you. The next question is, what encourages you?
And if sidebar, babe, do you discourage you?
Uh-oh. Me? You talking about me? I can discourage myself?
Yes.
Oh, girl.
Do you wake up and you're so excited and you get this vision in your head and you're like, today I'm going to make it, I'm going to do it, and before you walk out that door, you already remembering everything that you done messed up on, and you just give up and say, you know what, nope, I can't do it because all the stuff I did, all the stuff I've been through. Are you the one discouraging you?
Nick, Nick said, I'm wobbling, I'm determined not to fall down.
Can you get an amen? Yes, you can, Nick.
You can wobble, just don't fall down. Remember that game, man, that toy, the weevil wobble, and it wouldn't fall down. You can punch that sucker, get back up. You must have endurance. We're talking about endurance. You must have endurance. When you are going through anything in your life, and you must have endurance. I don't care what area. It could be mental, spiritual, physical, or emotional. Every area of your life, you must have endurance. And let's see where I was at. Here.
Where do you get
the most disapproval? Where do you get the most disapproval? Where do you get the most disapproval? These questions are important. If you don't got this book, honestly, you can buy this book, but this is the Mind Adjustment Workbook. You gotta get this book. Where do you get the most disapproval?
But you need to take this class with the book.
Yeah, usually, yeah. How do you think you handle going through the shaking, beating, and the pressing? Against Minor Adjustments is a program that we do for 8 weeks. If you have anybody that's connected, that have like a stronghold ministry at their church that would help people with addiction and all that we do that. We can come there and connect it with program directors from different facilities, or until January? I think January was the last graduation I did. Up in Atlantic City. That was the last graduation I did. I think January. Where we at? Is discouragement a choice? What's the difference between disappointment and discouragement? What's the difference between disappointment and discouragement? The next one is...
No, stay right there. What's the difference between disappointment and discouragement? And we asked this question in a class before, and I remember telling the young man, do not mistake a disappointment for discouragement. What happens a lot of times, things don't go our way and we're disappointed, and we will take that because it didn't go our way, and we will shut everything down. This disappointment. My daughter didn't come see me today. It was my birthday. I wanted her. It's not. I'm just using the example. She didn't come see me. I'm disappointed. I'm not going to let that stop me from getting up, going to work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? That's a difference. I was just disappointed. This means to take away from. So what happens is that appointment was taken away. My daughter can always come see me tomorrow or the next day. Okay? Discouragement. It's totally different. Discouragement will shut you down where you don't want to function. I was discouraged when the last rehab he was in, something happened so bad, it was so hurtful to me that I was discouraged. I didn't even want to get up. Like, it just took my breath, it took my heart, and it took everything in me to cry out to God to get me up out of that bed. And it didn't happen as fast. It was baby steps. But it was a hurt, a pain. But a lot of times we take disappointment
and turn it into
a discouragement.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Disappointment.
Because whatever appointment did not happen right then and there can always happen later.
Yeah.
Don't take that and make it a discouragement where you can't function. You didn't have the money for a bill? Guess what? Money come, money go.
Yeah.
Bills come, bills go. Somebody didn't agree with you? It happens. Don't take that disappointment or that missed appointment and make it a discouragement, because that's something that you're doing. And what this means is that pronoun, what is it? It takes this means to take away or to exclude. It's taking your courage and it's taking it away from you. Don't do that to yourself. Do not do that. Don't take a disappointment and make it a discouragement.
Money come to me now, babe.
Me too.
Yeah. I just said money come, money go. I'm just putting a cherry on the top. Money come to me now. Yo, next question. There must be a balance of both positive and negative. Uh-oh, you gotta be kidding me. You mean to tell me my whole life ain't gonna be positive?
Nope.
There must be. Look at your battery in your car and tell me what it... Look at the battery in your car. Do it got two positives on? Yo, there's a balance between positive. There must be a balance, both positive and negative. Remember, we talking about you must have endurance. Everybody had particular issues and struggles. Drugs was one of my particular struggles, but I had a whole lot of different ones. But I had to endure through it. And like I was just saying earlier, that particular 22 years of me enduring through the process of going through the addiction and the criminal lifestyle, it equipped me to deal with some of the other transgressions or struggles that I have in my life, because some people just think you got one issue. When you get rid of one,
another one comes.
Like, I didn't know I had this problem. Oh, you didn't? Yeah. Now, but you must have endurance. You have to keep enduring through the process of change. Change requires discipline. Discipline is associated with the word structure. Anytime discipline and structure is involved, which happens with change, you have to endure through it, because you're going to resist it, no matter how you might want to go about it. Let's see, where we at? Oh, we at the last page? Oh, shoot. All right, again, let me tell you, minor justice mission statement. Minor justice is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men and women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. That came from a Bible verse I read years ago, which is Jeremiah 7:24. It says, "Yet they did not obey and incline their ear to me, but they followed the counsel of their own hearts, and they kept going backwards instead of forward." And when I read that, I keep going backwards. I realized that the whole time in my life, I kept going back to heroin. I kept going back to cocaine. I kept going back to drugs. I kept going back to lying and stealing and all that. And I realized that I kept going back to it. And I said, man, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go anywhere but backwards. And I associated that with a minor adjustments, which is the business that we do. And minor adjustment, when it talks about in those mission statement, those two words is obtain and maintain. Those two words, I will, by the 8 weeks, it's two things that I want the individuals to know. They might don't remember all of what I teach them, but the two things I want them to know is anywhere but backwards, and to attain our freedom is easy. Our challenge is to maintain it. Two things they have to understand by the 8 weeks that I need them to know: anywhere but backwards, and to obtain our freedom is easy. Our challenge is to maintain it. Why do I say that? The word obtain means to come into the possession of something, and the word maintain means to keep it in existence. Most individuals put more effort or energy in getting off drugs, or they put most effort or energy on getting out of jail. But to attain your freedom, that's easy. The judge told you how much time you're going to do. You know when you're getting out. To attain your freedom, that's easy. The challenge is to maintain it. Do you have the necessary skills, the coping skills, the spiritual foundation to maintain the freedom that you have? Once I came home, once I got out of rehab, once I came home out of prison, I had to accumulate or acquire coping skills, spiritual foundation, relapse prevention skills. I had to acquire all those things to maintain the freedom that I just obtained. So no matter what, you must have endurance.
How long, babe? 22 years?
22 years I was struggling off and on with drugs and prison. 22 years.
You endured that.
And I endured through 22 years of it. Let's go. Every great work and every big accomplishment has been brought into manifestation, watch this, through holding to the vision, and often just before the big achievement, listen to me, often comes apparent failures and discouragement. Persistence and perseverance, and persistence in spite of all obstacles, discouragement, and impossibilities. It is this that all things distinguish the strong souls from the weak souls. I gotta say it over. Perseverance and persistence in spite of all obstacles, discouragement, and impossibilities. It is this that in all things distinguishes the strong souls from the weak souls. When you are often just before the big achievement comes apparent failure and discouragement. Listen to me. If you're at a place where you're trying to achieve something and you're trying to endure through something and you feel some discouragement or you feel like apparent failure has come up, you're right on the doorsteps to getting what you think you wasn't going to get. Because right before you get a big achievement, right before I achieve something, apparent failure or discouragement always shows up. Remember, I said that the distraction is not the battle. The battle is, can you remain focused despite the distraction? Because ultimately, distractions only come to get you away from something you have been doing well. When you are doing something well, distractions will show up to try to get you to abort what you have been doing. But remember, soon as you feel apparent failures or discouragement, that's when you're on the doorstep of seeing or manifesting something in your life that you probably was been waiting for.
And a lot of times when you're trying to change your path, a lot of times when you have a goal and you have it in front of you and you say, I'm going to do this to get to it, a lot of times your distractions are exactly what you're attracted to. So you may want to take a look at the things that you're attracted to that don't mean you any good. And you may want to pay attention to that and say, yes, I like this thing, but it's not good for me. There's a scripture in the Bible that says that it may be lawful for you, but it's not good for you. So pay attention to that, okay?
Strong souls know how important it is to take responsibility for their lives and to own every choice, decision, thought, and feelings. Let's see. Thought for the day. Develop success from failures. Oh, man. Excuse me. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failures are two of the sure stepping stones to success. I remember my pastor telling this story. Everybody I'm teaching about, you must have endurance. I remember him telling the story. My bishop was telling the story. He says him and his wife went to dinner. They were out eating and he ordered his food. His wife ordered her food. And after they ordered the food, they sat there and they seen people coming into the restaurant. And while they was coming into the restaurant, other individuals were ordering their food, but they were receiving their food before Bishop and First Lady. So they sat there, they see these couple come in. They was black couple, another couple.
We're back.
Oh, it went out. Oh, anyway, let me tell you what I was saying. I think I was saying, oh yeah, the bishop was seeing everybody was ordering their food. When their food came back in, he ordered his food, and everybody who came after him was receiving their food before him. So he said, after a period of time, let me ask this waitress. He said, Miss, I ordered food before them, and these people are getting their. Oh man.
What's
technical difficulties. We're gonna get out of here.
The devil is a liar.
But anyway, the story I was saying, that Bishop was wondering why he didn't get the food before everybody else, because the lady told him that he has a special order, and special orders take a longer time. So you must have endurance, and don't think that you're not receiving something because something's wrong, but you might just have a special order, and special orders takes a longer time. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week, Friday at 6 p.m., and we'll be going over minor adjustments. Week 6 minor adjustments at 6 p.m. God bless y'all. And remember, our motto is